Hello, welcome to R&R, where bad media from the past needs a beating. Well, welcome to part 2 of my Digimon review. Continuing where we left off, they climb up the mountain and see that they're in fact on an island and stranded.
Another black gear. I sense danger.
Okay, how can he just know that a black gear senses danger when he's unaware of what it does? That's like me saying, "Look, a pigeon in the sky. Something dangerous must be coming. I sense danger." And apparently, he's fighting what appears to be Shrek's retarded brother. I mean Ogremon. But just look at him. His mouth never closes, even when he's talking.
Here, no one wants you here. I strongly suggest that you go now. What a joke. You have been warned.
Yeah, I can't keep my mouth shut because I got eye surgery. But they're soon met by the devil. Okay, so he's called Digimon. He's apparently the main antagonist of this story arc. And yes, he has complete control of the Black Gears. Yeah, he just had to escape from Bald Mountain just to come down here and touch evil in himself and just send off the Black Gears. So meanwhile, as the kids are walking along, they discover that Leomon is not himself.
I want the children.
Huh? Call me paranoid.
Okay, so they manage to escape and somehow come across a mansion in the middle of nowhere. Just surprised they're dumb enough to believe that things just pop up in the middle of nowhere and just actually fall for the fact that they're real. They then settle down in beds while all talking about how much they miss home. Meanwhile, the devil comes out from the picture, sabotages their time, and awkward moments that you'll ever see in a kid's show. Tai takes Agumon to the bathroom, and yet it shows a shot of him in the stall that appears that he is look like that. What the hell? It looks like he's trying to take a shit or something. I still can't believe they kept this in the show. I mean, come on, if the FCC cannot have a scene where buttocks are shown, well, guess what? They can't have a scene of this either. What fucking hypocritical people! Digimon comes out and reveals that it's all just their imagination. Apparently, Digimon tosses all the kids up in the air while on their beds, uses the Black Gears inside the mountain to split the island apart and separate the kids on random islands, leaving Tai behind. But Tai manages to free Leomon of the evil grasp of Digimon by shining his stopwatch at him. Okay, why didn't they use that before? Okay, if they could just ward off the Black Gears from their little stopwatches, why do they still risk fighting? That's like, I mean, that would make stuff so much easier, and it would make the series end much quicker. Why couldn't they do that? Leomon tells him that it's not safe to be here and sends him away on some debris as he lands on an iceberg while in his underwear. But he apparently gets dressed and he comes across some evil snowman. Well, he's not really evil, he has a black gear in his back. Haha, predictable. However, instead of shining the light at him, like he did with Leomon, he tries to get Agumon to actually free him of the black gear instead of shining at him. Which makes no fucking sense. They could have just shined their stopwatches at them to just make this show go by quicker. So Frigimon tells him that he actually saw one of his friends, Matt, land on a nearby island. He agrees to actually take him there by punching ice floors in the cold water, making a little bridge for them to cross. We then cut to a blizzard on the island, and Matt searching relentlessly for TK to the point where he actually becomes sick from the cold. Gabumon insists that he goes inside a cave to keep him from freezing to death, while he searches for TK. But he goes against his wishes and passes out from due to hypothermia. Gabumon drags him back to the cave, and in what appears to be the most funniest and infamous scene in the show.
Naked Digimon!
I wonder what it would be like if they didn't show the silhouette. I wonder what his digi-penis would have looked like. So meanwhile, in the morning, Tai and Frigimon make it there and team up with Matt. But apparently, Gabumon has caught Matt's cold. Duh! Eventually Tai teases him about it, and Matt gets angry at him.
Stop making fun of
I was frozen today!
And then they argue about finding the others and Matt getting overly worked up over where TK might be and insists that they should go looking for him. This breaks out into their first physical fight, and quite a bit of this scene is cut off from the English dub.
It's TK. He's out there on some strange island and he's all alone.
Actually run to some Yeti who, you guessed it, has a black gear in him. And yet they free him from it the hard way. We then cut to Mimi in episode 10, who is unpredictably complaining about the humidity in her appearance.
Is that hair mousse? I don't remember recalling that from an earlier episode, so it must be from my local spa.
Apparently those, pink crap actually came from a retarded yellow Digimon, along with his rat buddy.
Does she think she can use our woods for free? She's gotta pay, like that purse there, for instance.
God, he must be the yellow howler monkey. So she asks the brain-damaged Digimon of where the other kids are. She apparently figures out that he's talking about Izzy. Eventually team up. Izzy, however, is more interested in figuring out computer puzzles within that temple, more than searching for the others. This, however, gets Mimi upset and crying like a baby, like she usually does in these situations. She, however, runs off to where she gets lost in the maze and is clueless where to go. Izzy, however, tries to help her out through the digital maze, as he sets up by looking at a map through his computer. While there, they encounter a centaur-like Digimon, who is also possessed by the Black Year, but yet they actually free him from it the hard way. However, Centaurumon reveals to them that the temple is actually a part of some digital data thing that happened throughout the history of the digital world or something like that. I don't know. We then cut to Joe and Sora on some deserted island. This time Joe tries to face his fears and look for the other kids, which is what he should have done episodes ago, considering he is the oldest and the biggest of the group. They apparently run up through some church, which apparently are doing some satanic worship or something.
She's not a Christian!
This is probably a really bizarre episode to my opinion, so I just don't have much to say. Shit happens. We then see where TK really is. And just by looking at it, he was not on the same island as Matt. Duh. It turns out he's actually in some Chuck E. Cheese park where baby Digimon are born. He basically comes across the bad guys as the islands are brought back together and they are all reunited. However, Devimon believes that it was prophesied that the youngest one would destroy him, so he goes after TK. So the devil becomes a giant devil. Mega Devimon, I think it's what it's called, I don't know. The Super Devil!
Now, as you can see, there are some significant differences. The Super Devil is at least 6 inches taller. He has a flying motorcycle and a jar of marmalade that we believe forces you to commit adultery.
And yet, the entire time, the last 2 episodes are about Patamon complaining of why can't he digivolve.
Poor Leomon. I know he wouldn't attack us if that stupid black gear didn't have him under an evil spell. He'd come over to our side if we can only figure out a way to help him.
Duh, it must be the prophecy. This is why prophecies are bullshit, people. Don't listen to them. So he tries to kill off TK and Patamon, which causes Patamon to evolve into Angemon and destroy the Super Devil. While at the same time sacrificing himself as well. And yet they never use the word death in the show. What a way to teach your kids. You think this is the end, right? And that concludes episode 13. Guess what? Which is the end! The end. The series ends there. Or does it? This is Marlon Nama, signing off.